Hey baseball fans, how's it going? Hayden here. And in today's video, I will be going over what options the New York Mets have for that fifth starting rotation spot. So, let's stop wasting any time and let's dive right into it.
It's ideal to say the New York Mets have one of the best pitching rotations in the game today. One thing that hopeful playoff teams need is plenty of depth. In today's game, you need plenty of arms available in case of unsuspected injuries, a doubleheader, a delay, or whatever the case could be for the New York Mets. The New York Mets fit into that category with pitching of depth pretty well, and it made me and many other Met fans question who should be that number 5 spot in that rotation. Who's going to get it? As constructed, the top 4 of the rotation seems to be set. You have Jacob deGrom in the first hole, the ace, the best pitcher in the game, no questions asked. Nextly, you have Max Scherzer, who is arguably the second best pitcher in the game. He's undoubtedly top 5. He slots into that beautiful spot right behind Jacob deGrom, forming one of the most formidable top of a rotation we have ever seen. Going into that third spot, we could see we have the newest acquisition in Chris Bassett, who will make a solid number 3 starter and is coming off of a good year with Oakland. Coming into the fourth spot, we have Taijuan Walker, who was an absolute unit on the mound last year. And that brings us into the fifth spot with plenty of questions and options to choose from. Getting started on today's first guy for this video, we have David Peterson, who was handed a rotation spot this past season and unfortunately struggled, posting a 5.44 ERA in all 15 starts and looked like a different pitcher. In 2020, he seemed to get out of jams pretty well that he couldn't do last season. His walks were a big problem, 3.9 walks per 9, and his home runs and giving up hard contact saw a large spike, 1.5 home runs per 9 innings. Peterson's sophomore season last year finished early due to injury. One big thing about Peterson is he's the only left-handed pitcher in this rotation, which having a lefty in the starting rotation is something I do value. Seeing how spring training goes, Peterson can make the case for this rotation. But in my personal opinion, I would much rather see Peterson start the year in AAA or be a reliable left-handed pitcher in the bullpen to get his innings up since he was rushed through the minor leagues. Our next guy available, we have the veteran and newly acquired pitcher in Carrasco, who didn't get much playing time last season with the Mets due to injury. What we saw with Carrasco was very exasperating. Times for the few bits where he did play last season, posting an ERA of 6.05, an ERA plus of 67, a whip of 1.4, home run per 9 of 2.0, an FIP of 5.22, and a SIERA of 4.44 in all 53 innings. One peculiar thing to point out with Carrasco was his first inning complexities. He would start a game and really have issues, whether it was barrels, the long balls, hard contact, finding the zone. But going into the second, third, and continuing innings, he would be an adequate pitcher and his stuff would look good. Overall, time has passed since Carrasco's injury, so the healing process has strengthened. He's had the offseason to work on his mechanics and try and get back to his 2018 self and figure out how to get set into the first inning of a ball game. Carrasco makes a strong possibility. Lastly, coming up in today's video, we have Mcgill, who is coming off of a very adequate rookie campaign. Mcgill posted an ERA of 4.52, an expected ERA of 3.84, a FIP of 4.69, K per 9 of 9.94, as well as a SIERA of 3.85, in all 89 innings pitched. I say don't be fooled with some of the casual metrics. Mcgill started off the first month in July and pitched really great, going into August with the sub-2 ERA. It wasn't until September where Mcgill kind of got roughed up a little bit in 2 games due to being fatigued and exceeding his usual pitch count in the minor leagues, which was at 79. Mcgill had an eventful offseason so far. He added a new pitch to his arsenal. The pitch is a cutter. This darts in against left-handed batters. The Mets' right-hander began dabbling with the cutter during the offseason with the idea that it would give lefty batters another factor to consider before extending over the plate against his nice four-seam fastball. Mcgill also added some velocity to his fastball. Overall, I'm confident in Mcgill's future abilities for this team, whether he starts the season in the rotation, bullpen, or gets some innings in AAA. The Mets do have a couple honorable mentions of that rotation spot. However, it's very unlikely. They do have Jordan Yamamoto, who will be starting the season in the minor leagues, as well as Trevor Williams, who they still have from the Mets and Cubs trade last season. However, he will most likely start in the bullpen. Overall, in my honest opinion, I would say Carlos Carrasco gets the fifth starting spot. It all comes down to innings pitched and experience. Hopefully by now, Carrasco will have his first inning complexities taken care of. If that's the case, and he could be a solid pitcher. Peterson, in my opinion, should start the season in the bullpen, as well as Tyler Mcgill. Kind of like what the Milwaukee Brewers did with Brendan Woodruff and Corbin Burns. They got them situated in the bullpen, and when they felt they were ready, they gave them a rotation spot. Alrighty, baseball fans, and that is the end of this video. Please feel free to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and please, baseball fans, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, who would you choose? Till next time, baseball fans, see ya.